Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about Disney has become so scared they won't let Pixar tell no type of message or messaging type movies, if you will, which is odd because every Disney animated movie, live action movie tells a message. But it's not the type of message these little anti-woke bigots want to hear. So Disney has been on a roll since the pandemic, losing a bunch of money, like some of their movies not doing very well. And since they bought out like Pixar, they really been sticking it to them. First, it started with them telling Pixar, hey, look, you can have people of color in your movie, but don't you mention nothing about their culture and stuff like that. And nothing about their struggles in life. Like, don't do that. So then they started attacking the LGBT. Hey, look, you can have a character in your movie, but tone down the LGBT-ness of the movie. We don't want to hear them talking about their struggles. We don't want to see them kissing. We don't want to see them holding hands. And if somebody looks like a stereotypical version of an LGBT person, just tone that down so they don't look like that. Then, that came with the whole them taking out that transgender like storyline on Pixar and even Disney Channel and everything. They were supposed to be like a transgender person. They took that out. Now they don't want them talking about environmental stuff. The land, how to keep your land and ecosystem and all that stuff like safe. They literally told Pixar, down, like, tone that down. Hey, look, man, we don't want to hear nothing about no environmental stuff. Are you freaking kidding me? So it went. See, this is that old phrase, They came for this person and I did nothing. They came for that person, I did nothing. Then they came for me. See, that's exactly how it is. First, they went after people of color. Then they went after the LGBT, and now they're going after the Earth. Like, what the world? And why exactly are they doing this? Why exactly don't they want no message movie or anything like that? It's because of these anti-woke people, and more importantly, the angry white ones online. The ones that say, "Oh, we hate wokeness and everything." How dare you incorporate these people of color in your movie? How dare you put these LGBT people in your movie? My kids are seeing that. Oh, they might try to attack my kids and everything. And blah, 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 blah. And blah, 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 blah. And it's just like one after another. It starts online. It goes to the general public. Then it goes into politics. And I've said that before. Once it goes to politics, it's all over and stuff. And so Disney's all about making money. They could care less about anything else. And during the pandemic, they lost a lot of money and stuff. But then, they started to incorporate stuff that will be, because they were moving forward in life, trying to accept people and the different changes and cultures and lives and everything. And that's when the anti-woke mob started to get even bigger and everything, and putting their foot down and trying to prevent people from going to see this stuff. Because once they brainwash the simple-minded people that are just like them, then they're not gonna make no money. And so, it started with the whole Lightyear thing, the movie with that same sex kiss, and then they started having oh, what's that movie about the soul and everything, talking about like a black man, and then there was that red something, that red panda type movie with the Asian family, and then there was the Italian mermaid movie and everything, and they're all like, why they gotta be people of color for? Like, why can't they just be white? And so they started complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining. And so, Disney finds all like, hey, look, we're losing now. White people make up the most of our box office and everything, and so we gotta get them back. But then the problem is this, and I said this before, Disney is going back to white and everything. But once they try to make them happy, they're gonna alienate everybody else and stuff. Especially now because people who used to work for them are running off the mouths and letting the people know. And it's odd. Whenever I always hear like these anti-woke people complain about messaging and agendas and stuff like that, it's like it only pertains to diverse people. If it's a predominantly white movie and there's a message behind it, they don't care. They're like, cool, whatever. Oh, this is a movie. This is how it's supposed to be told. But here's the thing. There's always messaging in movies when it comes to Disney, no matter what kind of Disney movie it is, whether it's animation or live action. Take Aladdin. You have a movie about like people from like Middle Eastern, like Indian type countries and stuff like that. But even though the movie depicted that of Middle Eastern people, you didn't really learn nothing about their culture or nothing like that. It was just a typical movie, and they insulted Middle Eastern people in the very couple of like first seconds in that song, talking about how it's barbaric and everything. And anyways, so they're cool with that messaging and everything. But anyways, the messaging in that movie is be yourself. Don't pretend to be somebody else just to like, get somebody to fall in love with you and stuff. Like, don't lie to them. Like, always be genuine, always be yourself. Like, that was a message movie and everything. But oh no, like, can't tell like a message and everything. But what about Lilo and Stitch? About a bunch of people in Hawaii, a bunch of Polynesian people, and they actually didn't talk about like their culture any kind, but the messaging is that it's family and everything. Like, always stick together, always have your family's back, and all that other stuff. That was messaging right there, the importance of having like a family. The Lion King, a movie set in Africa with a bunch of animals and everything. And the messaging in that is like, don't be cowardly and like be brave. And when you have responsibilities, you're supposed to like face them head on and not run away. That was message heavy. Yet they didn't complain because it didn't talk about a person's actual culture or their actual race. So they can say all they want. Oh, we hate agenda movies. We hate message heavy movies. But all those other movies were message heavy and had agendas and stuff. The problem with the anti-woke mob, all these little white dudes on YouTube and stuff, is that they don't want to hear nothing about race. They want everybody to think their race is the most amazing one there is, and everybody else is like down to their feet and everything. They're acting the same way as their ancestors. They're just not using certain tones and certain slurs and everything. But of course, you all know when they say the word woke, you really know what word they really talking about. And so like, this is just like shameful of Disney, who's gonna cater to these people, the same people who abandoned them. And so they're trying their best to kiss these little bigots' butts and everything. But then all they're gonna do is piss off everybody else. So Disney is really just like, is like in this weird game of like chess and everything. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like a standstill and everything. It's like you're going to make one side happy no matter what you're going to do, but then you're going to piss off the other side and stuff like that. And like, which side do you like go with? No matter which side they go with, they're going to piss people off and everything. It's going to turn people off Disney. I said it before, like this year, 2024, before Wizards Beyond Waverly Place came out, Disney Channel canceled every single current live action show they had. And all those shows just happened to be as diverse as possible. A black cast, Hispanic cast, multiracial cast and everything. One white show with like an Italian lead. Oh, they canceled that too. And a lot of them shows got canceled after one season. They didn't even give those shows time to like build an audience because they was too busy trying to cater to all the bigots and everything. But Wizards Beyond Waverly Place, there are no white people in that show. It's just Italian, Hispanic, and one black. Well, two blacks. And so what are they going to do? Are they going to cater to them as well and everything? Like, who knows and stuff. But I doubt it because, this is a Selena Gomez produced type show. So I doubt they're going to try to piss her off and everything. But seriously, like there are no white people in that show. They're all Italian. There's one Latino and there are two blacks. So what's going to happen when like the anti-woke mob realizes that the Italian people are not white people? Are they going to like protest against that show as well? Is Disney going to get cold feet and everything? Like seriously. And their whole explanation is, well, when it comes to the whole transgender storylines that we just dropped from our movie and television show, we want the parents to talk to their kids about that. Okay, I can understand that. But are these parents gonna tell them the truth? See, that's the thing. And not only are the parents not gonna tell them the truth, most people in this world really don't understand the other side. They don't understand people who are transgender. So how are they supposed to have that conversation with their kid when them themselves either don't understand it, are unaware of it, or flat out hate it? The first thing they're going to say is, oh, these people are crazy in the head. They're mentally ill in the head. Blah, 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 and stuff like that. Because like, in case you've been living under a rock, the government and one political side has been attacking the LGBT big time this year, especially transgender. Every time there's like a mass shooting somewhere, the first thing I see on Twitter is the hashtag another trans. So I'm all like, oh, I know exactly what they're talking about. So let me click and see if I'm right. Oh, look, I'm right. And here's some man talking about, oh, this was a transgender person who went and killed all those people. But it wasn't. It was a biological female, a white supremacist, and like a conservative and stuff. But then they're all like, no, it's transgender. So the person lied on Twitter, and all the comments you read is all like, that person's mentally ill in their head because they changed their gender and blah, blah, blah. So this is what Disney is wanting their parents to tell their kids. Oh, they're mentally ill in their head and everything. And I've said this before. That must be my new catchphrase. I've said this before. You learn more on television and movies than you ever will from your parents, your friends, your family, or that of school and stuff like that. Especially when it comes to like a lot of period piece like dramas. Unless they're, taking liberties and changing stuff around, then you ain't gonna learn nothing about that. But you'll still learn a little bit about their lifestyle and stuff, And, and if these episodes in that movie that was supposed to have that transgender person, if it was supposed to be this uplifting thing and tell the truth of their struggles and how they feel about society, but not going too overboard with it, then what was so bad about that? What was so bad about that Red movie about an Asian family learning a little bit about their culture and how they feel and all this other stuff? What was so bad about Soul? What was so bad about like that Italian Mermaid movie? What was so bad about Encanto? Like, what was so bad about that? I don't get it. But yet these same people listen to all these little like bigots and racists on YouTube spreading lies and misinformation. So I guess that's how they want to be taught. And so basically Disney is no longer that like, family oriented thing because they're only catering to one type of family and not everybody else. And so, what's going to happen in their live action movies, I wonder? We all know how Black Panther came to be. Marvel wasn't even thinking about making a solo black movie until the director wanted to make that movie, and people started complaining, hey, there ain't no black folks really in the MCU except for like sidekicks like Rhodey and stuff, or like Falcon at that time. And so, okay, here comes the Black Panther movie and stuff. But then they're all like, yo, Black Widow's been there for 10 years and she doesn't have a solo movie. And they're like, crap, now we gotta make a Black Widow movie. And then, seriously, like, what are they really gonna do? Because they're pushing heavily Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. Are they gonna dial her back now after putting this much focus on her because they're scared of like races and stuff? Seriously, it's like I just don't understand Disney. Like, I really don't. And Disney doesn't have the best reputation when it comes to that of race because they pissed so many people off in the past. And what about all this Moana stuff? Are they gonna suddenly like take that away? Are they? Because that's a big person of color. They talk about like their mythical gods and stuff like that. Are they gonna dial back like the culture of like that movie and stuff? I wonder, like, seriously. I just don't understand Disney. I don't understand like how this world is starting to be shaped now to where like you're letting racists win at everything and stuff. I don't get that. That's not moving forward. That's literally moving 400 years back and stuff. But the environment, that don't even got nothing to do with race. That got nothing to do with a person's sexuality or gender or anything like that. It's literally about the planet. Could you imagine if PBS was to act this way, and back when they had that Magic School Bus show back in the 90s, that show was all about science and the environment. Could you imagine if they toned that down and stuff? Like, that would be insane. Like, the environment, that they're scared of having a movie talk about the environment. So I guess what was that? What was that? Happy Feet. Remember that movie? So I guess that movie would have never been made if they're so worried about the environment and the ecosystem and like animals roaming the world and stuff like that. Seriously, like Mickey Mouse should be wearing a white hood at this point. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.